Chase Briscoe didn't just win at Darlington. He delivered a message to NASCAR, a message to the garage, a message to every driver who ever doubted him, wrote him off, or pushed him aside. This wasn't just a victory, it was revenge. Cold, calculated, and loud enough to echo through every holler in the paddock. And now, with shocking new evidence and emerging whispers from inside the sport, the real story behind Briscoe's sudden surge might have just been exposed. Let's rewind. 1 year ago, Chase Briscoe was a punchline, swallowed by a struggling Stewart-Haas team, lost in the shuffle, a playoff ghost, the guy with potential but no punch. He wasn't just overlooked, he was written off. Fast forward to this week, and Briscoe is now the first driver in nearly 20 years to go back-to-back in the Southern 500. But what makes this one even more deadly? He did it with a different team. A completely new crew, a new manufacturer, a new fire. "Man, just incredible," Briscoe said at Darlington, drenched in sweat and redemption. "So cool to win 2 Southern 500s in a row. This is my favorite race of the year. Just because you race fans, every time we come here the place is sold out. The atmosphere here is like nowhere else." But the truth is, that wasn't the whole quote. What Briscoe didn't say, what he couldn't say, is now leaking out behind closed doors. According to sources close to the number 19 camp, Briscoe has been fighting off the radar. Not just to prove he belongs, but to make someone pay. The garage knows it. Other drivers know it. NASCAR might have tried to bury it. But now, he's out front. For 309 out of 367 laps, Briscoe dominated the Southern 500 in his Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota. That's not a fluke. That's a takeover. "It was fun to be behind the wheel of it," he said. But here's the kicker. He nearly lost it. On the final corner, Tyler Reddick launched a desperate dive bomb. He nearly pulled it off. But nearly doesn't stop the storm. Reddick's last-second lunge failed, and Briscoe held the line. Just like he's held it all year, through chaos, controversy, and career uncertainty. And let's be clear, this wasn't just a win, it was a statement. While big names like Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, William Byron, and Josh Berry floundered outside the top 15, some even wrecking or falling multiple laps down, Briscoe swept the stages and locked himself into the round of 12 with authority. The Southern 500 wasn't a race, it was a purge, and Briscoe was the executioner. But now here's where it gets dark. Multiple insiders have started hinting that Briscoe's recent performance surge isn't just luck or a fast car. No, there's talk of a deeper plan. A revenge tour. It's not just about winning, one source told us. It's about showing people they messed up by doubting him. He's coming for more than trophies. He wants names. And the names? They're starting to look nervous. Josh Berry, once hailed as a gritty underdog, didn't even make it past turn 1. After qualifying third, Berry's car snapped sideways into Reddick and destroyed his entire race on lap 1. "What the hell?" Berry radioed, stunned. His car was crippled. His playoff hopes? Practically obliterated. The irony? Reddick, who got slammed by Berry's wreck, was the very man who almost stole Briscoe's win on the final corner. Coincidence? Or chaos come full circle? Meanwhile, Joey Logano finished a disappointing 20th. Alex Bowman stumbled home 31st. Christopher Bell, Briscoe's own JGR teammate, languished in 29th after pit road carnage. It was a night of mistakes, blown calls, and fumbled opportunities. And somehow, right in the middle of it all, Briscoe was flawless, calm, relentless, like he knew something the rest didn't. Now let's talk about the whispers in the garage. Crew chiefs are baffled. Analysts are speechless. Even veteran drivers are starting to raise eyebrows. "There's no way someone just flips a switch like that," said one anonymous competitor. "Something's different. You can feel it." But Briscoe isn't explaining. He doesn't have to. He's letting the scoreboard talk. And right now, it's screaming. He's not just locked into the next round. He's got the entire playoff field on edge. And make no mistake, this is only the beginning. Because while Briscoe is rising, others are falling fast. Josh Berry is already 19 points below the cut line. Bowman and Dillon? Same. Logano's clinging to hope. And Briscoe? He's already out of reach. Already untouchable. But why now? Why Darlington? Why this race? Let's go back to that question. Why now? Why is Chase Briscoe suddenly torching the field with the kind of precision and dominance we haven't seen since prime Kyle Busch or peak Kevin Harvick? Why Darlington? Why this moment? Because it was never just about the race. It was personal. And what's starting to come out now might explain everything. Behind the scenes, Briscoe's move to Joe Gibbs Racing wasn't just a career shift, it was a rescue mission. After Stewart-Haas collapsed around him, many believed Briscoe would fade out quietly like so many others. But what fans didn't know? Briscoe had already been laying the groundwork for something bigger. Sources close to the garage say he was in quiet talks with top Toyota leadership as far back as early spring, long before the public ever knew SHR was in crisis. And the pitch he made wasn't about loyalty or money, it was about revenge. He wanted a shot to burn down the system that left him behind. And Joe Gibbs gave him the match. Now, in a field where playoff drivers are spinning into walls, making pit stop blunders, and collapsing under pressure, Briscoe is rising like a machine built for war. Eric Jones said after the race, "We didn't have anything for him. I mean, we tried everything, but that 19 was just on another level." But Jones didn't say it like it was praise. He said it like it was fear. Because what we're seeing isn't normal. Briscoe isn't just better, he's unshakable. And now, the rest of the grid is starting to feel the heat. Denny Hamlin, a playoff veteran, faded after a wheel-to-wheel clash with Briscoe during Stage 2. "I don't know what's wrong," he said on the radio. "It just won't go." Chris Buescher slammed the wall after fighting with Ross Chastain, another playoff brawl that Briscoe completely avoided by staying ahead of the chaos. Meanwhile, Briscoe, he was dealing with no cool suit and no helmet fan, two of the most uncomfortable things a driver can face in 500 miles of Darlington heat. And yet, he never cracked. He never faded. If anything, the discomfort only seemed to make him faster. So what is fueling this fire? Insiders believe it all comes down to one thing: respect. Briscoe never got it, not from the media, not from the industry, and certainly not from the big-name drivers. But after this win, after leading over 300 laps and holding off a final corner ambush from Reddick, you have to respect him now, or fear him. And yet, it's not over. Because Briscoe's win didn't just shake up Darlington. It flipped the entire playoff bracket upside down. He's now the only driver officially locked into the round of 12. Everyone else? They're bleeding. Larson, 19th. Logano, out by 3 points. Barry, minus 19 and crashing before turn 2. Bowman, also minus 19. And spiraling. And get this, Briscoe didn't just pass them, he buried them. One clean sweep of all 3 stages, with no major mistakes, no pit road disasters, and no drama. It's like he came into Darlington with a mission, and the field didn't even realize they were targets until it was too late. But here's where it gets even more suspicious. Several crew chiefs have now started talking about Briscoe's performance, and they're not just admiring it, they're questioning it. One unnamed team member said, "I don't want to say anything out loud, but that car, it was doing things we didn't think were possible in clean air, especially that late in the long run." And that's raised eyebrows. Some are whispering about JGR's data sharing. Some are wondering how Briscoe made a leap so massive so fast. And others, especially those who lost out at Darlington, are starting to throw shade in private. But no one's saying anything official, because deep down, they all know what happens when you poke the bear. Briscoe's not just back. He's dangerous, and if he is on a revenge mission, if he did build this season around proving every critic and every doubter wrong, then Darlington was just chapter 1. Gateway is next, then Bristol, the Coliseum of Chaos. And if Briscoe keeps this up, he's not just going to make the round of 12, he's going to rewrite the entire playoff story. He might just burn it down. So here's the real question for all of you watching at home. Is this the redemption arc of a fallen star? Or the rise of NASCAR's most dangerous dark horse? Let us know in the comments, because this story is far from over.